It's week 2 of the NFL. We'll see the dynamic Justin Fields. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball, 4 touchdown throws. It's the Bears and the Packers on Sunday Night Primetime.
We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This will be fielded inside the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Green Bay's offense trots out, and just as it has been since week 1 of the 2008 season, Aaron Rodgers leads the way now in his 18th year in the National Football League.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Green Bay need to get Aaron Rodgers some help at receiver, and they did so by picking Christian Watson 34th overall. That's the earliest they've taken a receiver since 2002. Watson has some NFL bloodlines as well. His dad, Tim, was also drafted by the Packers, and you know his father was very proud watching him pick up that first down there.
Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Well, only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense. And now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play caller right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive. Do you come back with something similar, or do you have a counter to it to kind of show it and go to something else and create another big play?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. The Packers had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road, but now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Open man left side, it's the tight end Tunyon. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's Allen Lazard. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Chicago's offense running out, and something they hope to see for years and years to come. Second-year pro Justin Fields leading the way.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Now Fields. Man open, that's Byron Pringle complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A good pickup there of 22.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. First carry now for David Montgomery. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 18 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
As a good start to the season, they got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started, and they expect that to get tuned up and get better as the season moves on.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a 1st down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now Montgomery running right. And he'll get it inside the 35. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. 3rd and 2, Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Montgomery back to the ground. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing a shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
Holding, offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there at 22.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Here's Fields. Yeah, he's got Mooney. In the end zone, touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from drawing level. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? And now it's blocked. This is going the other way. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I need your help on this one. We just saw an extra point blocked. Do you think the rain had anything to do with it getting blocked?
Everything goes a little bit slower, but I'll tell you what, the snap and the hold, they look good.
Yeah, and most of the time, I love when you bring that up about it getting slower. It's deliberate when it gets slower, right? Because you have to go through it a little bit more. You want to be just a little bit more careful catching the ball, putting it down, and giving him a chance to kick it.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. So here are the Packers now to take over. Trying to erase the memory of last week when they dropped one to the Minnesota Vikings. They're in the driver's seat right now with the lead. Rodgers now on 1st down. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because, remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a 1st down right out of the gate.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Rodgers. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Rodgers to throw once more. Throw right side, going to be complete to DeGuara. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. There it is, the defense waking up after 3 plays that hurt them. Finally, they stand up.
They have a little pride, too, you know. 3 straight first down type plays. Yeah, they wanted to make one stick.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Sammy Watkins from 17 yards out. And they were able to add on to their advantage. Got outside the tackle box, and sometimes that could be a recipe for disaster, but here it was not.
It's frustrating for guys on defense, too, because he got out to the left and then still delivered on the move with accuracy.
Now Crosby for the point after. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's Sammy Watkins who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The offense set to get going. Justin Fields bringing him out at quarterback. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route too. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. A shotgun snap, Fields. And this is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields on the move to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Fourth down, so they send out Trenton Gill. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think with the head coach, and we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Bears take over. Well, the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Chris Barnes. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard. And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown. Extra point try now for Crosby. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Pettis now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Well, the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Pick six last drive. Here's Fields again. Got an open man. It's Pringle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. On first down, it's Fields. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. From the 39, Fields. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
The Packer offense heading back for one final first half drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. He was brought down by Joe Thomas. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Patrick Mahomes, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. From there, we head east to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Miami Dolphins. Lamar Jackson, a touchdown pass in the victory. And finally, it's the season's only doubleheader on Monday night. Titans-Bills at 7:15, then Vikings-Eagles at 8:30. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be. But halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs.
Fields hit and the ball is loose. And the Packers pick it up. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. And maybe that one caused by the weather, of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. Open man, here's Cobb. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. That's complete, and once again, it's Cobb. And it's a Packers touchdown. Randall Cobb, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener that makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. Now Crosby for the point after. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. But now the Bears coming out as they get ready.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Packers pick it up. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw taken in by Watkins here.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
On 1st down, Rodgers. It fights him off. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Rodgers' throw into the hands of Cobb. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. The kick by Crosby is good,
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead 3rd quarter. They'll find Lazard here over the middle. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And this is caught by Watkins. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Touchdown, Packers! 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. So, Charles, the bad taste from that opening week loss, that's just a memory now. This has been a very strong performance as they score once again.
Yeah, I know it's only week 2, but you're exactly right because this team thought they let one get away in the opener. And not only were they determined to not let the same thing happen here, they knew that they had to correct a bunch of things. So everything went wrong in game 1. They took care of business with it in game 2.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it's Sammy Watkins who finishes it off with a touchdown reception.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Taken at the goal line.
And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed. And he lost the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Well, I wish his staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I get the backups in there if it were me.
Fourth down, Fields has to have this one.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Oh, the lonely punter inside their own 20 figured for sure they were punting this away. They did not, and the move does not pay off.
You think someone put up the stop signal when he started to trot over the sideline? Nope, no, son. We're going to go for it here. Usually when you see a team do these types of things, it's because they're so dominant that they don't believe that they can get beat. This is much more of what you see in a high school game, maybe some of those mismatched college games. But in the NFL, any given Sunday is a phrase they take seriously. And guess what? That was probably going to backfire.
Throwing again on second down. Rodgers throwing the out route incomplete. That's Cobb.
And the Packers have got a first and goal as he's out of bounds at the 4. This one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in primetime, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
That is caught by Cobb, and it's a Packer touchdown. Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game.
And the Packers add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now Crosby for the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw, Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can. So finally, at this stage of the game, he lets his legs carry him for a big-time 1st down, but I think this is all set up by his eyes throughout the game. He's been taking it all in as he's watched this thing unfold, and finally the eyes carried the legs and took him downfield.
You're right. His longest run of the game waited till the 4th quarter, and maybe that lulled the defense to sleep a little bit. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones.
And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. They'll go again to Jones. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Packers, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans.